Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, where today we're diving into the highly anticipated recap and breakdown of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage in episode 7. From emotional moments to unexpected twists, we'll unpack every detail you might have missed. Let's get into it. The 7th episode of season 1 of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage was quite touching. It told a touching and realistic story while skillfully fusing comedy and drama. Better yet, it provided Connor with a purpose beyond simply moving about the kitchen and making oddball demands that made everyone laugh. He is now a fully realized character with goals, aspirations, and frustrations regarding his connections with his parents. He is no longer the object of jokes. The reason Georgie and Jim chose to go on a road trip is a mystery to me. I didn't see what it had to do with the Mustang they were attempting to restore. It's acceptable that they didn't complete their objective on screen, whatever it was. The purpose of the road trip was for Connor to find Georgie as an ally. Connor's annoyance with his parents resonated with me. Jim had believed that because Connor is different, referred to as neurodivergent in the 1990s, he will never be able to support himself and had not attempted to guide him toward a job or career path that might be of interest to him. The good news for Connor is that he could be able to establish a profession by the time he is in his mid-30s, because the internet revolution is quickly approaching and will open up a variety of jobs that were previously unattainable. His parents may not know what he's doing and may still be concerned about his future after they go, but at least he will have possibilities that he does not currently have if he works from home online. I completely understand their perspective, but I can also empathize with Connor's feelings. I've been the subject of discussions like that. The unintentional message is that you're defective in some unnameable way because you can't accomplish things the way you're supposed to, even if the folks who are worried are well-meaning. Although it's unlikely that Connor's parents would have recognized that he was autistic or otherwise neurodivergent in the 1990s, they might have been aware that he was unusual in some ways. That adds to the frustration. You feel like there's a secret to success that you can't figure out and start to question what the devil is wrong with you when you're supposed to understand things that you simply don't understand because of the way your brain is constructed. This is also probably why young Sheldon had Sheldon evaluated and found to be neurotypical, when he is obviously not. At the time, autism was not nearly as well known, and anyone who could speak was presumed to be neurotypical, even if they were weird. Connor took his father's advice to find a job seriously and attempted to work as a busboy at the diner where they stopped to eat, because he so desperately wanted him to be pleased or proud of him. He was then perplexed as to why that wasn't a suitable resolution. It was difficult for Georgie to grow up with Sheldon. Naturally, he didn't try to comprehend what it was like for Sheldon to be so different from most people, because he was labeled the stupid brother, while everyone made a huge deal out of Sheldon's intelligence. He expressed regret to Mandy for not making an effort to comprehend, and although he didn't want to call and make amends, it motivated him to make a greater effort with Connor. For this reason, when Connor declared that Georgie was a great person, Audrey was taken aback. Georgie didn't find it strange or inappropriate that Connor was using headphones to tune out the outside world during the road ride. Georgie saw that as just Connor being Connor, while Jim saw it as another reason why Connor was unlikable. Audrey was made more relatable by the moments involving her and Mandy. She dislikes Georgie for the same reason that Archie Bunker of All in the Family disliked his son-in-law. She believes Georgie is a loser who is unable to provide for his family on his own and a barrier to her child's rightful existence. Audrey wants Mandy to be free to pursue her own goals because her unexpected dream of entering politics was never realized. It was not intended to include having a young child and being bound to a father who was even younger. Though Mandy merely wanted Cece to grow up and realize she could become whatever she wanted to be, Audrey found it hard to comprehend why she wanted gender-neutral decor for Cece's nursery. Mandy and Audrey share this trait, but neither of them is aware of it since Mandy is too preoccupied with opposing Audrey's notions about how her life ought to be, and Audrey is too busy forcing her views on her. The nicest part about an old Mustang was that despite its comic intent, it managed to have both heart and content. There were a number of amusing moments in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage season 1 episode 7. The scene when Georgie bargains for a greater price for the water pump than Jim had intended to pay, without realizing that Jim is the other guy he is competing with, was my favorite, though there were several excellent one-liners and humorous exchanges. With all that pointless haggling, the two of them ruined the initial cheap price, and I couldn't quit laughing about it. The fact that Georgie and Mandy will eventually split up is truly unfortunate. I believe Jim and Connor should have Georgie in their final divorce because he seems like such a significant member of the McAllister family. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. No Ruben on season 1 episode 7. He wasn't missed by me. It was considerably more bearable today because the laugh track studio audience appeared to be subdued. Audrey's description of Friends perplexed me until I realized that this takes place in the 90s.